So where did you, and I assume Peter, your brother, go to school?
Well, we both were sent to a school, but the name I will come back to me. But we take a little the bus with the line, the ponche, trolley like. Then we'll take about half an hour to half an hour into downtown. The center part of town, São Paulo, is called the Praça República, and the school. Well, it was just the ending of the part of it. I think whatever my father arranged with the family of the Cyril family, we had gone to school just to get started. And then after January, we want to go the other way. We then go to the Jardim Europa, going into the Rio Tietê to a direction called the Jockey Club in Morumbi. And then we started a school. I remember the name was Liceu Eduardo Prado. And then that I started my first year in the Brazilian school system called ginásio, which is like middle school. The ginásio have 4 years, but in Macau we're just moving into the first year of the middle school. So in that particular time, I spent a year close to with the Liceu Eduardo Prado. Yes, it was struggling in Portuguese, but I have found it very quickly, because one event took place on the streets in São Paulo in the vicinity. Our next door neighbor is German. Our other, by accident, our backyard linked into a group of the Jewish people with Hasidim. We accidentally found they were talking to us in Chinese. They're from Shanghai. And then when I went to Liceu Eduardo Prado, I met up with Ivan Smuk, Hungarian, next door to me, and he turns around and says, "Paul, do you like swimming?" I said, "Yeah, we love the pool and all that." So Ivan invited me to go into the club. I have no idea what the club was. We took the bus and gone into the club called Hebraica, in Portuguese meaning Hebrew or Judaic. I ended up swimming, competing for the club for the next 3 years. And over these 3 years, a series of international events have taken place. The club have 5,000 members. We have some 10, 20 tennis courts, swimming pool, all the comfort zone, the family gathering. So I was swimming, trying out to compete. And 6 months later, my coach told me, you know, you come close to beating the juvenile junior record. But I said I cannot swim any other style. I know the other swimming have butterflies, backstrokes. You know, I just do breaststroke. He said that's okay. We just continue. And then between 1963 and 64, there was then that particular years I have gone into the boarding school, returning to the Salesian order in the middle of, in the interior of São Paulo. We call it interior. Interior is actually halfway between São Paulo and Rio. While I was training, competing for Hebraica. And in that particular time, you walk into any table, there's 5 languages going on simultaneously. Very vividly English, because we're the English family. Then you have Ivan's family speak Hungarian. There's Polish, there's Russian. And then a year later, because of the situation in Egypt with NASA, we have the Sephardic Jews coming into our club. And Manuela and I were both record holders. So we compete for all these 2 to 3 years. They were speaking, I'm just assuming they were speaking Arabic or they were speaking Aramaic, but it was nothing unusual that we were in the pool and there was mother come and pick us up. There was coming Hungarian, English, Portuguese.
Sao Paulo was an international city.
It's totally.
And
that particular 2 years also amazing that I danced with Moshe Dayan's daughter, Yahya Dayan, coming from Israel. I still can sing the full hymn of Amanakila amongst all the young Jewish people in Sao Paulo. Some were willing to heading into recruiting them to go into the kibbutz. And in 1964 in particular, now we're getting our color swimming trunks, our little small Speedo, questioning by the Brazilian swimming authority that we will not be allowed to compete because there was all floral, Hawaiian floral, yes, yellow, orange. The international traffic, or the amount of the friends, the Chinese and the American school, the English school, the Danish, we have the whole body party going on the weekend is multilingual. But what is vividly, I remember I was competing in an event in 1963, and then it was either the event of the Maccabea, the Jewish Olympics. But I was competing with this incoming teams. One of the team members, because of the Speedo, floral Speedo, we all get what now? If we get blocked to the competition, we have no other shorts. But when they were announcing coming in the team from Santa Clara, United States, with the flag, later on I found the flag carrier was Mark Spitz. Eventually he was next to my lane. I mean, the man was so, we knew who he was. But when he jumped into the butterfly, he was 7 body length beating our team on this side. But with those events, the Speedo shorts that we all have 6, 7 colors. The girls get the full body floral, we get the short orange, yellow, and then are we going to be compete? Because the judges were rigorous. Well, anyway.
You did compete?
Well, we did because the American team were all wearing Speedo.
You didn't say that.
Well,
it's an important point.
We didn't know that. We were just, a couple have the shorts holding, maybe I can change.
Yeah.
But the part of the international players, I go to my Brazilian school. My best friends are Chinese, ethnic. The council's son, the council went to school with my father in Shanghai, and they were in Argentina.
So Mark Spitz won.
Well,
at
Mark Spitz won all the event.
Yeah, right.
But with my experience in the Breika, as a 7,000 members, I'm the only ethnic Chinese, and I was asked after '74 to join the Brazilian Olympic tryout. Yeah, but later in '74, I booked the record.
Not in '74.
Yes. No, take it back. '64, I was invited for the '68 tryout for the Olympics. But I said, wait a minute. I just tried to very, very quietly say, I'm not a citizen. I don't think I'm qualified. But thank you for the asking. But the event was like, we in any one club, in the table is 5 languages. Mm-hmm. If I happen to go to the dining room, well, the girl that shared much of my time with me was a Danish. I think her family owns the Copenhagen chocolate shop. But what I found out in the whole, this 5 years in Sao Paulo, we speak Shanghai, people speaking Sichuan, Cantonese, Mandarin, just the Chinese alone, the 5, 6 dialects. And then you have Portuguese, and then you have my Chinese friends from the American schools just came in from Argentina speaking with Spanish accent, Charlie. And it's just, Sao Paulo was the golden era. That is a beautiful era of my time.